Hello viewers, well it's been a few years, but news on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is slowly seeping through. It's a game I confess I'm really looking forward to as a gamer. You know, when I started on YouTube, it was one of those that really broke me out there, if you like. It really showed me off with my jovial driving. It was a bit simpler back then, camera filming a screen and just enjoying the drive. And of course, it was one of those games that when it was online, it was alive. The exploration, the feeling, the interaction, everything about it just felt like a living world. And what was nice about it sometimes is it wasn't just about the racing, it was about the pleasure of the drive, exploration, just looking over there and saying, I want to drive in that direction for no reason other than I feel like it now. It's also one of those games that, for whatever reason, I found myself just wanting to drive normally. It's one of the very few games where I just cruise at a normal speed. I stop at the traffic lights. I, slowly park the car, and I bond with my car as well. It's not like a game where you're constantly receiving new vehicles every 5 seconds. You bond with that car and you make the most of it in races, and it means something. I guess I think of Gran Turismo 1 was a bit like that years ago. My Mitsubishi GTO, I bonded with that car. We went on a journey and I wanted to maximize it. And I really like the way Test Drive did that. The technology at that time wasn't the most advanced, but the game was a lot of fun to play. And so with Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown on the way, you hope that it can bring those memories back, and we have that aspect to explore again. And all we've seen to date so far is trailers, though I have to admit I've really liked one of the trailers in particular. I really liked until recently. We've had some news starting to seep through. It's not some phantomware, it's a real game, and Kiloton have clearly been working on it for some years to bring it all together, and no doubt I will be knocking on the door to get some info. But before any of that, there's been an update today on Steam. We had an update about a month ago. They're planning on doing updates every month or so. And this one really piqued my interest because I'm interested in seeing the cars and what they're achieving there. But I'm really interested in the environment. When I first heard that they were going to be using Hong Kong, I thought to myself, blimey, that's a big and complex map. It's very different to what we've seen before. The maps we've had in the past have been very open in terms of countryside. This is different. This is a closed city environment, very complex to model, manage, really is next level stuff. And when I think of something that's similar to it, I guess I'm thinking of like the Matrix demo that was released a couple of years ago. That's the kind of complexity of city environment that we're considering here. So looking forward to some screenshots, and some have been released today. I'm looking at the Steam information. I thought I'd just have a read through it, give you my thoughts, and share some passion with Test Drive. Those of you watching, let me know if you're fans of Test Drive. Let me know if you've played it online. I'm buzzing about this game. I just feel like we've had so many games that are just generic coming out. I feel like we need something new. We need something fresh. And I just really hope that these guys, if they can nail the formula, got something very exciting to look forward to. But let's get stuck into the Steam stuff and have a talk about that now. Exploring Hong Kong Island, it says here, and it's got a nice picture of Hong Kong there, the skyline. Look at that, looking nice and glowing at night, along with the dynamic weather. Again, modelled all the buildings, wonderful to see. Want to drive it now. Exploring Hong Kong Island. Dear Solar Club members, today we are going to continue exploring the world of TDUSC. After the newsletter, you now own your new luxury car with customised performance and style. It's now up to you and your driving skills to stand out from the crowd and beat your rivals. As you know, other than physical, mental and fine motor skills, what separates an excellent driver from a good one is knowledge of the terrain. Yes, so you need to master your speed, cornering, bumps in the road, weather conditions, visibility. Getting to know a course inside out takes time and dedication and practice. That it does. That's why when people jump on and they say, hey, you're using automatic gears in Isle of Man TT, I don't know every gear for every corner yet. Yes, it is tough. So knowledge is key. The variety of roads that can be found on Hong Kong Island, also known as HKI, make it great for exploration. That's why in this newsletter we'll explore this unique island together and take a look closer at your playground for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And there we see another fantastic image of a river there. The foliage is looking good, the ground detail, modelling detail on the building, new water effects, nice lighting. I want to park there, like that car. There we are, looking good. That's the sort of thing, where you just want to say, I want to drive to that mountain. I wonder if I can go off-road. I wonder if I can go amphibious or I'm just going to drown. But we will get there. That's the achievement of Test Drive. Faithfully recreated and at a true one-to-one scale, Hong Kong Island is actually a great place to enjoy a very varied and intense driving experience. Despite what you may think, you may not be able to tackle all of the challenges the island has to offer with your first car, but you will be able to explore and discover many of the surprises that HKI has in store. And again, like you say, perhaps you're going to need off-road vehicles, perhaps new tyres. Again, you just want to explore the ruggedness of that terrain. It really does look really special. Fantastic. An island for all types of driving. Hong Kong Island is full of very different landscapes, from traditional narrow streets of the old town to the wide highways where you can really put the pedal to the metal, to the off-road mountain trails that require skill and technique. Each type of terrain poses its own unique challenges. The driving experience offered by TDUSC is realistic and challenging while remaining accessible for drivers of all skill levels. But by honing your skills behind the wheel and choosing the right car for the road type, you will learn to dominate all different types of terrain you encounter. Let's look at this screenshot now of a built-up area in Hong Kong here. Perhaps this is a residential area. I'm going to bring that up on my screen while you guys look at it there as well. Let's just zoom in on that image. Look at that. Look at that detail. There's even a bit of graffiti on the wall, bit of rubbish bins, plastic seats, plants, air conditioning units. There's a grittiness and a gritty feel to it that captures real life. And to think this is just one section of one street of Hong Kong. Even the shop covering just down in the bottom left of the picture, it just looks really nice. There's a really nice look and feel to that. And to think that's all a dynamic time of day, be really interesting to see how that moves at different times. Zoom in and look at the curtains on the windows, the imperfection in the shutters. There's even a laundrette just down there as well. I can see a laundrette going. That's nice. Oh, so much detail in one image. Great to see. I mean, when I think of where we've come from with Test Drive in the past and the scale of this leap, it's really something else. And of course, we're going to look at the next image here as well, which is a bit of a off-road landscape. And again, just lush vegetation. If there's one highlight I really enjoyed, if you've ever seen my content, I've talked over the years about Kiloton and their modelling of foliage, trees and bushes. It's all there. There's every type of foliage there. There's a nice detail to the ground textures. They've got really nice rock textures in there as well, just looking at the cliff face. I highlighted the rock textures in WRC Generations. I really like what they were doing in Greece on my locations video. And again, they've taken all of that technology a stage further. It's just lots of little details. Seems to be some railings on the edge of the cliff up there, stop you falling off. I want to be in that truck now. And I want to be just having a bumpy cruise around a dodgy cliff face. That's what I want. It looks good. You know what? I just want to go to the edge of that cliff and take a nice photo as well. Look at that. Lovely views. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm excited about this. It's good for a game to excite me. I see so many games that are it's like the last one, but adds a couple of tracks and it looks a bit better. Whereas here we've got a whole new thing coming together. As well as the varied terrain types, there is dynamic weather and time of day system. You can go from sunny ride at dawn to long nighttime drive under the stormy skies. That'll be nice to see. Rain has a significant impact on the behaviour of your car. You will need to adapt your driving style to avoid unexpected skids and maybe change your tyres and gear ratios. I was thinking about that earlier for the different terrain. Don't forget to turn on your windscreen wipers while waiting for the sun to come back so you can put the top down again, which is always nice. The day and night cycle is also realistic with distinct phases for dawn, day, evening and night. And that's just something when I look at these views and I think to myself, you look at the volumetric lighting and the various, even the detail in the clouds on this image, just really nice. There's lots there to enjoy. At some point though, I'm just going to turn right and just drive off the cliff because I can, because it's test drive. Right, like previous editions, HKI has been optimized to encourage freely driving around in your car. In total, you can explore over 600 kilometers, 370 miles of roads, which is just epic. Exploring roads in HKI is a core part of the TDUSC gameplay. The more you explore, the more rewards you earn. And again, I'm just looking at a night view there. And I just want to look at this picture a bit more closely as well. Again, I look at the neon, the lighting, the work that's just gone into that one building, that one scene looking fantastic. Even though this is early build, this is not finished, there's bound to be loads of work still to be done on it. And you'll find a lot of these games just get better and better towards launch. Lighting improves, various technology, seeing some of this in motion. It's going to be fantastic. Right. So a note now from Alain Janu, the creative director. He says, recreating Hong Kong Island with all of its variety and small details was a considerable challenge. In an open world game like TDU, we need to provide seamless and interesting driving experience, as well as encourage exploration, which is an important part of the experience. To increase immersion and transport players to a new country, we also wanted to make sure HKI is very realistic, which is why we created it at 1-to-1 scale. It was a challenge technically as well as in terms of gameplay. And again, my mind explodes when I think of seeing game development and understanding you've got to make Hong Kong full detail multiplayer. That's mind blown stuff there. When you in development circles, that's just a hell of a scale and ambition. But I like the ambition. Let's carry on with what Alain had to say. Thanks to the experience gained developing many rally games, WRC series, and motorcycling games, TT series, we have considerable expertise in creating realistic environments on a large scale. But TDU is a different kind of experience and more challenging. Hong Kong Island is an amazing playground that offers incredible diversity, and each environment received special attention to make them more fun for players. To emphasise the fast and smooth driving, for example, the very dense urban network of HKI needed some small adjustments because of certain little streets that were perhaps too narrow. Conversely, some light redesign was done to major thoroughfares to make them more fun and adapted to very fast cars, while respecting the identity of Hong Kong Island. To increase exploration options, we used our expertise from WRC games to transform certain walking and hiking paths into small mountain roads that a car can use. It is up to you to discover all of the island's secret areas by driving down routes that aren't always shown on the map. It takes time for HKI to give up all of its secrets. And I'm sure, given the scale of the environment and the detail, it will take a long time. I've always been somebody who, when I find an environment I like, though, I just like driving that track again and again and again. And that's what's so great about this, is you're going to find tracks on this island. You're going to find dirt tracks that you just really enjoy driving and you want to hone. I look at this next picture now of this paradise scene. It's like the beach, the film The Beach, and you just find this perfect place somewhere, this secret place not many people know about at first, and I think that's nice. As you can see, everything has been done to provide a unique, fun and sometimes challenging game experience, while remaining as authentic as possible. So we move on to the next chapter. They have here a very dense world map as we just look at this image, a bit more detail. I want to see this if we can zoom in a bit more on this one. Let's have a look here. Really nice. Again, I'm looking at the foliage, rock textures, sand, lighting is nice, bright, authentic lighting on a sunny day. Oh, you just want to sit there and chill out, don't you? It'd be good if you could just get the car, park the car, get the old picnic rug out, and just sit there and chill out. Have a bit of water going by. There we are, nice and relaxing, lovely. So a very dense world map, as we can see there. While the competitive drivers among you will all love the different races organised by the Solar Crown, players looking for exploration and relaxation will also be happy. You'll find 14 districts to explore, and each one full of activities, events and objects to find and collect. And fans of previous TDU games will be excited to hear that wrecks are returning to HKI with parts to be found across the island. Anyone who manages to find all the parts can acquire some iconic cars. I really love this aspect. It was something I enjoyed just about the general off-road driving. I used to have something called Sunday drives where I would just say, let's go in that direction, and we would find a wreck. And sometimes you find it pretty quickly. You hear this bleeping sound and you would find it pretty good. Sometimes you'd be driving around for half an hour, pulling your hair out, trying to figure out where it was. And there'd be one bush that you just missed and it was right there. But there we are, it happens. So there are also many challenges to tackle. Beat your speeds through speed records through the island speed traps, and go head to head against other players or your friends in instant challenges. Your driving will probably not be perfect, and your cars won't always stay in immaculate condition, but don't worry, there are gas stations available to restore them to their shiniest best. And we have a picture here of a gas station. There it is, with a bit of neon lights. And again, looking at the detail, nice detail around the station. Nice lighting effects throughout, nice glow. You can see some of the shops on the streets in the background and various different shops that are there. Nice to see. So again, in terms of environments, compared to what we've seen before, it really is very impressive looking at those images. I'm looking at them the first time properly as I record this video. I just wanted to get some raw feeling there. We have what appears to be some kind of recycle bins in there as well. Lots of detail. It's just they've literally loaded the detail on there. That's a real memory test. Unique atmosphere and challenges in each district. Note from Stefan Cambier, lead artist. I hope I've said the name right. HKI, because the lead artist is doing a damn fine job. HKI has a wide variety of locations, and we wanted to reproduce as many of these environments as possible, from small inlets to the coast to mountain peaks to dense urban areas and swamps. As you can't show Hong Kong without the major landmarks to make up its famous skyline and iconic places from movies like Monster Building, you can cruise through downtown Wan Chai, the financial district with huge buildings like the Hopewell Centre and Convention Centre, then pass through the central district under the bank of China Tower and twin towers of the Lippo Centre, an iconic skyscraper of HKI. The East Docks area is the perfect playground for the streets. Their HQ, an underground industrial nightclub, can be found here. But if you prefer calmer and more residential atmosphere, the Repulse Bay district with its luxury dealerships is there on the south side of the island. The peak of the island's highest point is perfect for an off-road experience and to admire the city as the sun goes down. See, I'm ahead of the game there. I was just thinking about that on that off-road point earlier. Are you an explorer at heart? Set off to find small fishing villages at the foot of the Tai Tam Tuk Reservoir, which can only be reached by small paths. Then take the dragons back to reach Shek O. I hope I'm saying all this right, for unforgettable gaming moments that can only be found in TDUSC. With this guided tour, you can see that HKI has an incredible variety that we have faithfully recreated, so you can enjoy epic driving adventures with your friends. And there again we see another picture of a car parked up there, some various lush foliage. Again, I just take a look at these pictures in more detail. Nice to see there with the volumetric lighting. Just going off and driving into a field because you can. That's really nice. So continuing then, to finish off, members, we hope that with this information you can envisage your future playground and that it has made you even more excited to explore Hong Kong Island. Please don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Which district are you most excited to visit first in your car? So all of that looks really good today. I'm pretty excited by it, especially knowing that the game is still at a development stage. There's still a lot of work to be done on it whenever it's going to be released. I'm looking forward to eventually seeing a gameplay trailer. No doubt they're bringing all the parts together now and seeing all of this running in motion. I'm excited by it. In terms of the locations, I'm always a city driver. I like the idea of both, actually. I like the idea of just racing around the city driving of Hong Kong. I think it's quite varied. It brings, for me as a driver, I guess, I enjoyed racing around Tokyo in Project Gotham Racing 3. I enjoyed the Ridge Racer vibe that it gave me, and I've enjoyed the off-road of the rally that they've had, on Greece, and some of the new rally games that Kiloton have released. So I think for me, it's a mix of both the city and off-road, and just generally exploring, just learning what Hong Kong's all about, and Hong Kong Island, really exploring the different structures. Whenever I watch videos of Hong Kong, and I've seen a few with street racing, I've seen a few with the enormous buildings on the skyline and how impressive that looks. And I think just playing it, knowing that you can see that skyline at night, knowing you can drive there and drive around all those buildings and then just go off into the mountains and explore, knowing that you can meet other players online and develop yourself in the storyline. There's going to be so much to look forward to there. It's a big step. So that's it for this update. I'm looking for something that's a disruptor in the racing series right now, in the racing world. That we have our annual releases, but we need games that are going to take the energy of old, if you like, and bring it into the new. And we need this unique ideas, unique artwork, gameplay approach. And I've got good faith in Alain Jarnoux and his team, because I've seen what they've managed to do with their technology on WRC over the years and moving forward, and with TT as I work on this, as TT's coming soon. So yeah, lots to look forward to on this one. That's it for this look at the latest details on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And do let me know your feedback in the comments. I might respond to some of those on another video as well. But look forward to a gameplay trailer, some announcements whenever the game's going to be released. It's clearly got some way to go yet, but I look forward to, we're nearly there. We're getting there gradually. It's really great to have some information. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.